Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at setting up a virtual environment in PyCharm, and if we have time to also look at how you would set it up on the command line too. So the first step you'll want to identify is that you have PyCharm, and you'll also need Python installed. So those are two quick easy installs. You just type either PyCharm or Python into Google or your preferred search engine and just download the two programs, restart your computer, make sure you do that, and then open PyCharm. So that's everything I've done up to this point. And then you'll see here I have no interpreter. No interpreter. I turned off my other interpreters. These are the two interpreters that I have. What's an interpreter? It's just Python's way of bringing all the code together and running your code. It's going to interpret your code. So I have no interpreter, which means if I try to run this code, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. It's not sure how to run the code. If I just bring the code to the screen again, you can see no interpreter configured for this project. How do we set it up? Well, you can click configure here. You could also go interpreter, add interpreter down here. These are both acceptable options. So let's take a look at add interpreter. And here it's going to ask you for your version of Python. So ideally this will already be pre-populated. You might have to go find yours. If you change the install location, that would be very unfortunate, but usually they always drop it. The installer will always drop it in the C drive users, your user that installed it. So it's usually like the name if you set up the computer yourself, app data, local programs, Python, the version, python.exe, and the location of the environment. You usually just want to drop this into like your project folder. So maybe if you have a new project set up like this folder right here, you could drop it into this folder. You could just copy and paste this too into this area if you wanted to. I already have that set up, so I'm going to leave that as is. Let's try configure. If you configure, this is using existing virtual environments. So that's all it takes to set up a virtual environment. It's pretty simple, but the base requirements of you need to have PyCharm, you have Python, and the two settings that you'll need to choose on virtual environment here are, this is your python.exe file. This is what you downloaded when you downloaded Python. And the location, it's just a folder. It's just a folder path where it's going to drop all of the virtual environment code. What's a virtual environment? It's a combination of all the code that gets brought in from your project. Like if you're importing other people's code, right? You're importing Python's libraries, whatever libraries you're importing, all get dropped into this. Say you want pandas or some type of matplotlib library, those will all get dropped in here. So I'll just select OK, and then you'll see it's creating a virtual environment. So this is a new one. In that specific folder location, I'll probably end up removing it at a later point, but now we have a new virtual environment right here. And this should be good enough to run our code, where I just print my name. You can ignore basically all the other code for now. It's not relevant. Just line 1. So how would you set this up on the command line? That is also another easy way to set up a virtual environment here. If you prefer to program without PyCharm setup, it's pretty easy to set up a virtual environment on your command line as well. All you'll need to do is first go to the folder you want. So this new project folder, this is where I want to set up a virtual environment. So it pasted it twice for some reason. So I'm going to change directory cd, and then I pasted that folder path here. So I moved up a couple of directories, repos, new project. And then all I need to do to create that virtual environment is venv, and then I forget which one is which. I believe the second one is the name. Virtual environment. And this should drop a virtual environment. Usually you want the shorthand, but you can name this whatever you want. And you can see it's already creating everything I need for the virtual environment. Which version of Python is it using to do it? I don't know. It's going to be choosing one of them though to create the virtual environment, and then you can just drop your code in here to run whatever project you're running. You just drop your Py files right into this folder, your new project folder. And then to start the virtual environment, once it's done, all we have to do is we'll go into this folder here, the scripts folder, and we run this activate here, but we're going to run it on the command prompt. So, virtual environment, move up a directory with the backslash, autocomplete, so I do S, autocomplete, A, tab is my autocomplete button here, and you'll see I have the virtual environment active right there. So now the virtual environment is running, and if I just like added this file right here, which I may be able to do pretty quickly, just copy that file here if I want. And I can run that file. And there you get to see my name pop up. So I set up a virtual environment and ran my Python code right here too. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.